My name's Amelia Carter, I'm 32, and last fall my life unraveled when my stepbrother Nathan held a crowbar over my head, demanding I sign over my late dad's coastal bookstore. His voice was pure venom. "Sign it, Amelia, or I'll make sure you don't wake up." Blood soaked the bookstore's hardwood floor as his girlfriend Tara watched with a cruel smirk. I thought I'd die in the place Dad built to share stories with the world. Before I tell you how I survived, uncovered a devastating secret, and turned my pain into purpose, drop a comment letting me know where you're reading from. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you called family, hit like and follow for more real stories of loyalty and revenge that might change how you see your relationships. Here's how I fought back and found a new chapter. I grew up in a small town on Maine's rocky coast where Dad's bookstore, The Tide's Tale, was my sanctuary. Its shelves, packed with novels and sea charts, smelled of old paper and salt air. Dad opened it after Mom left when I was 7, pouring his heart into creating a community hub for book lovers. Nathan, my stepbrother from Dad's second marriage to Ellen, was 5 years older and my protector back then. We'd build forts from unsold paperbacks, read adventure stories under the counter, and dream of sailing the world. But when I was 13, Ellen died in a car accident, and Nathan changed. He became distant, spending less time at the bookstore, his warmth replaced by a sharp edge. Dad was my anchor, running the bookstore with a gentle smile and ink-stained hands. "This place is our story," he'd say, shelving a new arrival. "It holds us together." I believed him with all my heart. As teens, Nathan and I drifted apart. I stayed close, helping Dad with inventory and hosting book clubs after school. Nathan left for Boston, chasing a finance degree and a fast-paced life. When he visited, he'd call the bookstore a money sink. "Sell it, Dad," he'd say at Christmas. "You could live better." Dad just chuckled. Books aren't just profit, Nate. They're home. After college, Nathan was unrecognizable. The boy who read me pirate tales became obsessed with wealth, fancy suits, a penthouse, and a job trading stocks. He started dating Tara, a polished influencer with a fake smile and a hunger for status. Their first visit to the bookstore felt like an inspection. Tara called the creaky shelves quaint and suggested Dad turn the space into a cafe. Nathan nodded, eyeing the waterfront view. "This could be condos," he said. Dad locked his office when they were around. Their glitzy Boston wedding felt like another planet. Dad and I, in our modest clothes, didn't blend with their elite crowd. Dad's speech about stories binding us brought tears to my eyes, but I overheard Tara call it sentimental drivel to a guest. 2 years ago, Dad was diagnosed with heart disease. I left my job as a library assistant to move back to the bookstore, managing his care and keeping the shop running. Nathan promised to help but showed up once, leaving early for a deal. Dad's pain was quiet but heavy. I handled everything. His meds, hospital visits, even organizing poetry nights to keep the bookstore alive. One stormy evening, Dad took my hand. "Amelia, the bookstore's yours," he whispered, his voice weak but sure. "You've kept its spirit. Nathan's lost to his own path." I promised, sobbing, to protect it. The next day, he met his lawyer, Karen Walsh, to update his will, looking relieved after. Dad's death broke me. I'd sit behind the counter holding his favorite fountain pen, the bookstore silent without his laughter. Nathan and Tara came for the funeral, and for a moment, as we stood by Dad's grave, Nathan's arm around me felt like my brother again. Tara stood apart, scrolling her phone, her heels sinking into the grass. That flicker faded fast. After the service, Nathan cornered me in the bookstore's back room. "Sell this place," he said, his tone cold. "It's worth a fortune now." I shook my head. Dad wanted me to keep it. His jaw tightened, but he left with Tara, who was waiting by their Tesla. We met Karen a week later in her office, filled with nautical knickknacks. Nathan and Tara arrived late, dressed like they were closing a Wall Street deal. The will was clear. I got the bookstore, paying Nathan half its value over 5 years, no interest. Dad's savings were split evenly, and we'd divide his things. Nathan's face stayed blank, but his fingers tapped impatiently. Tara asked, "Can we sell it outright?" Karen explained Dad's wish for me to keep the bookstore, but I could sell later if I chose. Nathan nodded, glancing at Tara. At lunch at Dad's favorite seafood shack, Nathan pressed harder. "Sell, Amelia. Get an apartment. Pay me now." Tara added, "Bookstores are dying. Cash out." I held my ground. It's home. Things got dark. My cousin Lily, a bartender in Boston, called with news. "Nathan and Tara are drowning in debt," she said. "They owe $180,000, stock market losses, Tara's influencer lifestyle." Their push for the bookstore made sense. They needed cash to save themselves. I lived frugally. The bookstore paid off. I wasn't sacrificing Dad's dream for their mistakes. Nathan's calls turned hostile. "You're selfish. Keeping that shop," he shouted. "Dad spoiled you, leaving you stuck in this dead-end town." Tara texted, "Family sacrifices, Amelia. Be fair." Relatives, swayed by Tara's lies that I'd tricked Dad, called to guilt me. Then odd things happened. A man in a black sedan watched the bookstore, speeding off when I approached. A week later, I found a back door ajar, a realtor's card on Dad's desk. Nathan admitted giving a realtor Dad's spare key for a valuation. Furious, I changed the locks. The threats grew worse. Nathan called late, voice slurred. "You'll regret this," he growled. Scratches marred my new door. My friend Mia, a local teacher who'd known us since childhood, urged caution. "Nathan's not right, Amelia." I installed security cameras and met with Karen, who suggested documenting everything for a restraining order. My neighbor, Mr. Doyle, a retired Coast Guard officer, saw a man in a suit snooping near the bookstore. "Looked like Nathan," he said. "I'll watch out." I stopped sleeping, checking locks constantly, dreaming of Nathan chasing me through burning bookshelves. One day, I found the bookstore listed online for sale, with photos of the reading nook, Dad's office, labeled prime waterfront property. The realtor, Tara's friend, thought Nathan had permission. Karen's legal threat got it removed, but Nathan's texts turned menacing. "You can't hide forever." My health faltered. Chest pains, no appetite, crying at the library where I'd returned part-time. My boss suggested a break. Dad's words, "This place is our story," kept me going. One rainy morning, a note was slipped under the bookstore door, no stamp, in strange handwriting. "Sell or you're gone." It smelled of tobacco, not Nathan's cologne. Mr. Doyle's camera caught a man in a hoodie leaving it at 2 a.m. "Not Nathan," he said. "Someone else." Karen suspected a hired thug, common in financial schemes. I added floodlights and an alarm, but fear was my shadow. On a crisp Saturday, I was shelving books when the bell rang. My camera showed Nathan and Tara, her with a folder, him in a tailored suit, his smile icy. "We just want to talk," Nathan called, his voice too calm. My gut screamed danger, but I opened the door, chain on. "A deal that works for all," Tara said. I let them in, heart pounding, keeping my phone close. We sat in the reading nook, the ocean crashing outside. Nathan slid the folder over. "Take a loan for 70% of the bookstore's value," he said. "Pay us now. Keep the shop." Tara nodded. "It's fair." I saw their desperation. "You want me to go into debt to fix your mess?" I said. Nathan's calm shattered. He shoved the table, grabbed my hair, and slammed me against a bookshelf. A lamp crashed. Pain seared my shoulder. "Sign it!" he roared, pulling a crowbar from his bag. Tara pinned my arms, forcing me to the floor. My head hit the wood, blood dripping. Nathan kicked my ribs, hard, twice, stealing my breath. "Sign or I'll make sure you don't wake up," he yelled, raising the crowbar. I curled up, vision fading, tasting blood. Tara's voice was cold. "Sign it, Amelia, or I'll make sure you don't wake up." I saw murder in Nathan's eyes, my stepbrother gone. Then the door burst open. "Drop it!" Mr. Doyle shouted, holding his phone, recording. Mia ran in, dialing 911. "Police are coming!" Nathan froze, the crowbar raised. Tara's cool mask cracked, her eyes wide. "I've got it all on video, including your threat to kill her," Mr. Doyle said, unflinching. Sirens wailed. Tara tried fake tears, but Mia wasn't fooled. "You're done," she said. Medics rushed me to the hospital. 4 broken ribs, a concussion, a cut needing 22 stitches. Bruises covered my arms. Police took my statement, Mr. Doyle's video sealing the truth. Nathan and Tara were arrested for assault and attempted coercion. I stayed in the hospital a week, Mia by my side. "That video nails them," she said. My Aunt Margaret visited, apologizing for believing Tara's lies about me stealing the bookstore. The bookstore felt haunted, every shelf holding Nathan's threat. I stayed with Mia, unable to return. Nightmares hit hard, the crowbar, Tara's smirk. A therapist diagnosed PTSD, suggesting writing. Then Karen found a hidden safe in Dad's office behind a loose panel. Inside were letters, photos, and a flash drive about a financial scam. Dad had uncovered Tara's stock trading scheme, manipulating clients for millions with Nathan as her accomplice. There were bank records, emails, even a recording of Tara bribing a regulator. Was this why they wanted the bookstore? To destroy Dad's evidence? Karen hired an investigator, Paul Reed, to dig deeper. Paul linked Tara's scheme to a $30 million fraud, with Nathan's debts tied to its collapse. The hooded man was likely Eric Holt, a fixer for Tara's firm. They'd kill to keep this quiet, Paul warned. I added deadbolts and cameras, living in fear, checking corners. The trial was brutal. Mr. Doyle's video played, Tara's threat shocking the courtroom. Bank records showed their $200,000 debt, Nathan's trading losses, Tara's lavish spending. Texts proved they planned to force me to sell, even remove me. Nathan blamed Tara. She claimed he was obsessed. Both lost. Nathan got 10 years, Tara 8, with restraining orders. I felt no joy, just grief for the brother I'd lost. Returning to the bookstore was like stepping into a nightmare. The floor was clean, but the attack lingered. Mia and Mr. Doyle helped repaint, but it wasn't enough. In Dad's office, I found his letter. "This bookstore's our story, Amelia. You've kept it alive. Nathan, find your way home." I sobbed, knowing Dad would have been heartbroken. I painted the walls blue, Dad's favorite, and turned the back room into a community writing space, teaching kids to write stories, their voices easing my pain. Paul's work led to Eric Holt's arrest for related crimes. He confessed to working for Tara's firm, hired to scare me. The FBI took Dad's safe, launching a probe into the fraud. I sold the bookstore to a local couple, sharing its joyful past. Our book forts Dad's laughter. With the money, I bought a cozy apartment near town and founded the Daniel Carter Story Haven, offering free writing therapy for trauma survivors. The kids' stories helped me heal. A year later, Nathan wrote from prison, begging forgiveness. I visited once, seeing a flicker of my stepbrother, but said no contact until he proved change. Tara's letters stopped when I ignored them. Paul, now a friend, became more a gentle romance built on trust. I started a creative writing degree, planted a seaside garden for Dad, and built a new family with Mia and Mr. Doyle. Nathan's betrayal taught me family is about love, not blood. Share your stories of betrayal or strength below. Like and follow for more calm revenge story tales. I'm Amelia, writing my own story, proving the best revenge is living brighter than the darkness ever could.